All right. So I'm starting it, and then I'll just try to see whether or not I can tag you. How should I search for you?
İlkay Aliyeva.
Like this?
Aliyeva.
Hey, all. Which one is it? There's a lot of them.
Yeah, it's last one.
This one?
Yes, it was.
All right, let's try. I guess your settings are set on private. It didn't tag you. Well, whatever.
It's okay.
Yeah. All right. So another user asks me why my microphone is bigger than yours. Well, Traksis 1, 2, 3, tur nav nekāds sakars. Tas vienkārši šis bija oriģinālais mikrofons, to es pēc tam piepirku. Nav nekāda sakara. All right. First things first, I usually ask people the same question. What brings you to Latvia? What are your impressions so far?
So I'm studying in Tallinn, and I was just checking which countries I can visit. Like, it is summer break, so it's like traveling, good opportunity for traveling. So Riga is the close one. Also, like Riga is not very big country, so not very big city, so you can travel like during 2 days, 3 days, and you can get to know about the city. So I think it's a good choice, and it's my second day today, but yesterday it was like I really surprised actually. Like, it's really nice country, people are so nice. Even like when I was asking something from like people, they were like, okay, you should do like that, like this. They were so like, they were kind. I really liked, I enjoyed like my day in Riga, and we will see it.
Did you have any expectations?
No, actually, because it is like cold countries, you always actually expect them to be a bit colder, but they are not actually. They are really kind people and like open to talk.
I guess partly it's because we are used to tourists, at least in Riga.
Probably, like even some cold countries, you always like, yeah, you expect them to be actually a bit colder. I don't know, maybe it is because you always think that, oh, it is like cold country, people also might be a bit colder, but like in Riga it is not like that.
So the user Traksis 1, 2, 3 writes cheap food. I don't know. Is the food cheap?
I don't think so, because in Estonia it's like, I think it was a bit cheaper. Maybe because I checked the market here, and I just like, I was looking at the prices, and I thought in Estonia it's a bit cheaper than this. But like, I mean market, I don't go to like, I don't mean restaurant or this stuff. I just checked the market, and like Estonia is like almost same. So I can't say it is cheaper.
How is it in Azerbaijan?
Actually, Azerbaijan is like, even so it is like Caucasian country, it's almost same as Estonia. It's not very cheap or expensive. Actually, I also heard that it is one of the most expensive countries, like Azerbaijan. It's like, we are not very cheap actually.
Well, Azerbaijan is oil rich, right?
Yeah, but it doesn't
You should be very rich people.
We are not, unfortunately.
Your president is, right?
Maybe, yeah, but like, because like food is not very cheap, like the bills you pay, I mean the like everything you pay, like when it's all included, it doesn't make life cheaper. It's a bit expensive life. But like in your house, if everybody's working, you can be fine. But just like everybody needs to work.
So what's the situation in Azerbaijan currently? Or how long have you been outside Azerbaijan?
I've been outside for like maybe a bit more than 3 years.
Oh,
But I go to visit my family because they still live there. But like situation is, I can't say it is bad or good. It is like natural. People are living their life, but it's not like very easy life. Also like they just like living how it is.
but wasn't Azerbaijan involved in some type of conflict with Armenia? Was it Armenia?
Yeah, it's Azerbaijan, yeah.
Yeah.
But like it is almost, I can say, over now.
Mm-hmm.
So like there was a conflict because like during this 1991 times, 1990s, after Soviet collapsed, Armenia occupied some of part of Azerbaijan, and they were keeping ISIS for like 13 years. But recently, like 2-3 years ago, we took these lands back. So like now it is like before how it was before 1991. So the conflict is almost over. There are like peacekeepers and like this kind of peacekeepers from Russia and this stuff. But like Azerbaijan government fixing these lands because like they're building new homes, like everything. So like Azerbaijani people who used to live there, but when Armenia occupied, they had to run away. So like they were living somewhere else. But now, like government is making these places so like people who used to live there can move back to their places.
What's so special about that place? Why were they fighting about that territory?
It's not like we are fighting. If you check on the Google map, like how it was before 19th, it was just like this part of Azerbaijan, but they occupied. So
But
like
why? What's
I
the
don't
point?
know, like it is. I just know that there are like gold, so much gold, but
Gold?
Yeah, I heard like there are
Oh,
gold.
all right, fair enough.
And they were selling this gold. It is like what I know, but I don't know if there are more other things. I heard like there are gold, but like so, it was like diplomatic things going on, like talking stage. Okay, like without war, you should give it back. But like they were not doing. They were like no, like we will not do this. They were still keeping. So like we had to do this move.
But what's the ethnicity? Because if I don't know anything about that region, so I would assume that Azerbaijanis and Armenians are actually very similar, like Latvians and Lithuanians.
No, it's not.
Really?
Yeah, so like before 1919, it's like before they occupied Azerbaijan, they were like mixed, mostly Azerbaijani people, but there were some also Armenians. They were living together, just like neighbors. But after they occupied, there were only Armenians. All the Azerbaijani people who were survived from the like occupation, they had to run away from other cities. So like it was only Armenians during these 30 years. But like now we took it back. I think they all moved back to Armenia, but I think there are still a few Armenians living. But Azerbaijani government said that you used to live here. If you want to stay, you can stay, but you need to accept Azerbaijan citizenship. So also like about nationality, Armenia is like completely different nationality. Azerbaijani people mostly they come from Turkish origin. Like I don't know if you know about like Kazakhstan, Turkmenistan, Turkey. They all come from same origin. It's just like different breeds of
Wait a second.
Turkey.
Kazakh? Did you mention?
Yeah, Kazakh. Like
No, but come on, Kazakhstan people are pretty different from Turkish people.
no, I mean it comes from same origin, like historically. But then
Genghis Khan?
I mean no, like you can actually check it. Turkmenistan people, Uzbekistan people, not Tajikistan. It is
Okay.
more closely to Iran people. But like others, Central Asian, not also Mongolistan. It is just like few countries in Asia, like Kazakhstan, Turkmenistan, Uzbekistan, Kyrgyzstan.
What's with the stan? Why all those stans?
I don't know. I'm not from these countries.
Because I don't understand how that part of the world likes the ending for the country to end with stan. Everything's stan.
It's
Afghanistan, Kazakhstan, Turkmenistan.
It means, I think, probably like a land of Kazakh, maybe land of Turkmen.
Oh, so it would be some type of meaning with
Maybe,
that ending?
yeah, probably.
All right.
So like, yeah, it's like actually Azerbaijan people it is more likely this, but we have like diversity in Azerbaijan. Actually, we have other nationalities, but mostly it is like Turkish origin. So it is more likely to close, I can say, Turkey and this like Central Asian countries, but not Armenia. Also, like there are Georgia, Armenia, Azerbaijan. We are like neighbors, but we are different nationalities. We are not the same nationality.
But when you see an Armenian, would you be able to tell that he's not Azerbaijan? Is it so different? Would I be able to differentiate between?
You mean when you look at the people?
Yeah. Just if you would take somebody from Armenia, put them next to you, would I be able to tell that? Oh no, you are definitely from another country. Then.
Yeah, I mean, like, who you can tell that you are from Latvia?
Well, if you would put somebody from Congo next to me, you would definitely say that you are not from the same country.
If you put someone from Congo to Azerbaijan, you can also say difference.
Yeah.
But they all are Asian, like Central Asia, you can also say a bit difference. But from like this side, even in Europe, you can't say the difference.
Yeah, that's what I mean. If I would put somebody from Lithuania, you wouldn't be able to tell me.
Like
tell the
it's
difference.
Same as Azerbaijan and Armenia. You can.
Then you are basically the same.
Yeah, like I don't think that we can say difference. Like how you can say it? People all look same.
So shouldn't actually Azerbaijan and Armenia be one country? Wouldn't that be better?
Why?
Because they are basically relatives. Because we with Lithuania, we are basically relatives.
Are you relative with like someone from Denmark?
Because Denmark, maybe. But maybe from a long historic perspective. But now, Lithuania, Estonia a little bit, you could say that we are pretty... But
it is not the case with Azerbaijan and Armenia. So like it is completely different nationality. Not even close at all.
Do you mean even the traditions are different, the culture is different? Because I would expect the food is the same.
Not same, like, but because like so many years we used to be like good neighbors before. Like we have, even with Iran, we have like similarities with food, like with culture, but it is not the case because you live in the same neighborhood and it's like you can't just like, okay, I'm not taking anything from this. So people go to each other, visit each other, like it just happens automatically.
And families live in both countries probably, right?
In Iran it is right, but not Armenia.
You mean no Azerbaijanis live in Armenia?
In Armenia, no.
Really?
Yeah, of course.
Are you sure?
Yes, I'm sure. Because we are not in bad conditions.
Well, look at, for instance, Russia and Ukraine. You could say they are in bad relations nowadays.
Yeah.
But people, like normal people, they have more family in Ukraine, they have business in Ukraine, work in Ukraine. Normal, everyday people in Ukraine and Russia, they actually go both ways.
Yeah, because like it happened this year, and before this year everything was all right, so they had chance to everything. But in Azerbaijan and Armenia, because it is happening like 30 years, so there are not Azerbaijan people. They like all have to run away from Armenia who used to live there because they were facing this pressure. How you can live somewhere if you are like people try to kill you? You can't live there. You had to leave.
How was it in the Soviet Union?
In Soviet Union, you can't fight actually because in Soviets they had this like brothers thing that all countries we are all brothers, we don't fight anything because they were controlling it. And like Azerbaijani people, like, they never had intention actually to fight or something. Like in the, like, also in history, you would see that, like, it's always was like brothers, okay, like helping each others. It was all the same actually. Like, it happened when Soviet collapsed. Like this war happened after, like, Soviet collapsed. After just like some months, I think Armenia occupied Azerbaijan. Like, just like came to Azerbaijan and started to fight. And actually, because we all were part of Soviet, we supposed not have any weapons. And in Azerbaijan, we didn't have any weapons. But the question was like how Armenia had weapons to occupy us. And when they checked the weapons which they used in Azerbaijan, it was all Russian weapons actually. It was like, so we all think that Russia supported Armenia to occupy us.
Or maybe just the Soviet army left them.
Yeah, but like we didn't have it. We all were part of Soviet.
Well, come on. Azerbaijan and the Soviet Union probably had some type of military unit and military bases.
Yeah, but the Soviet military bases, they all left.
And didn't leave any weapons?
No, like, I mean, we had small weapons.
Yeah.
But I mean, Armenians had like bigger weapons.
Like tanks?
Yeah, they had this, but we didn't have it. We all had like
well,
small
maybe,
weapons.
but maybe it's because during the Soviet Union, isn't Armenia? Because if you look at the Soviet Union border, I think Azerbaijan wasn't on the outside, right? Because Armenia is outside the Soviet Union border, right? At the border of Soviet Union,
Yeah,
right?
there's Georgia between Russia and Armenia.
Oh, yeah. But is something between Armenia and outside of the Soviet Union? You know what I mean? The Soviet Union has a border.
Yeah, there's Soviet Union. There's Georgia.
Which country was the last at the border?
Like Georgia and Russia, we have exactly the like border, but Armenia comes after Georgia, so they don't have this close border.
So Armenia was the end of the border.
Also, Azerbaijan, even we are like close.
I thought Azerbaijan was a little bit
yeah,
to
but
the north.
after Azerbaijan, there is no more Soviet Union country, because after Azerbaijan there is Iran. Iran wasn't part
so you
of
are
it.
bordering Iran.
Yeah, we also.
Oh, all right. Yeah, well, then I don't know. Then you just didn't get lucky with tanks.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. All right, so they invaded. Then it was a long dispute, and now you took the territory back. So it means that at some point they will come back, right?
You mean Armenians?
Mm-hmm.
Why would they come back again?
Well, if they were there already for how much, 30 years, they probably would like to get the territory back.
I hope not, because it could be like war again. Why would somebody want to do war again? We all want to live in peace.
Well, apparently not everybody. Ask Putin.
Yeah, it's right. But like, we would like to live in peace.
Yeah.
We don't want any war actually.
Yeah. I had a question about whether or not I'm stereotyping correctly, because I don't know much or basically anything about that region, but when I hear about that region, I always think of pilaf. About plov.
Yeah, we have good pilav. It is tasty. I mean, it is similar that we actually, in that region, also in Central Asia, we all have this kind of things like pilav. In Azerbaijan, we call ash. So it's kind of, they all have their traditional way.
Mm-hmm.
In Azerbaijan, it's also like we also have our traditional way.
Mm-hmm.
So like, it's not very similar to Turkish one. It's actually, our pilav is more similar to like the Central Asia pilavs. It's more like that style, I can say.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe also Iran style. It's a bit similar.
Have you been to Iran?
No, I haven't been.
Is
Or-
it possible to go?
Yeah, it's possible. You can travel to Iran.
Because, Iran is almost like an enemy to the European Union, to America.
Yeah, that I just heard that if you go to Iran, you can't visit USA or Israel, maybe both.
Israel probably for sure, yeah, because they are even more enemies than European Union and America.
So because they put this stamp on your passport, and when you go to Israel, they're gonna check it and they will see that you have been in Iran, and it will be problem for you. And also, if you visit to Israel, then you go to Iran, you can't actually enter the Iran. Also, it will be same.
Yeah, that sounds about possible, yeah. So, would you say that the future is positive, optimistic about the future in that region?
Like right now, when you look at this Putin,
Yeah.
you don't think that it could be like it doesn't really look.
But also
very
about inflation, about the economy.
Actually, it doesn't really look bright, but because like everything is getting more expensive and expensive, but I hope it will be okay after some time, because I just think that right now it is because of the situation, everything getting this way, but like I just hope that it's okay, we can live with this way for some time, just like let's hope that Ukraine will be okay. After, I think when it is over, maybe everything will be the same, or maybe like it will be okay, maybe. But even in Estonia, I was just like checking the prices, and I realized that everything is getting more expensive and expensive.
Yeah, well, America, European Union for sure. I just don't know how it is outside.
Yeah, in Azerbaijan also everything's getting more expensive.
But Azerbaijan has basically like a self-sufficient energy system, right? You don't need to buy any energy from outside, right?
But still, it's not about just energy. It's like living life is expensive in Azerbaijan.
But it shouldn't be. Azerbaijan should be actually really, really in a good situation if they can use their own energy sources.
Yeah, but I also think that because oil is not something comes like itself. One day it's supposed to finish, and probably it's almost finished. I think so, because like it's been so many years. They like they sold, they like did everything. So maybe like during these years it will be finished, it will be done. So they should focus on something else. Maybe like attract more tourists so they can earn a bit more. Maybe they don't focus on something else, they just focus on oil. That's why the country is still not like very well. They just focus on oil. So if they focus on some like maybe touristic things, maybe some other things, technology, maybe they can focus on. They don't focus on these things. So like it could be better, I think.
I think Azerbaijan was involved in some of the corruption scandals in the European Union, that they paid some European Parliament members some, I don't know how many hundreds of thousands of euros for certain services, and then they found out that they got paid by Azerbaijan.
I mean, it is possible. It
Yeah,
might be.
it's because I think there was some type of resolution that they wanted to pass in the European Union, and Azerbaijan wanted to block it. So basically, they paid up some politicians to veto.
I didn't hear about it, but like I don't know. I should check the news maybe about this.
Well, I heard it about it on German television, so I don't know how much other nations are talking about it, because it was German politicians who got found out that they had received several hundreds thousands of euros from Azerbaijan, and they had voted against I think it was a resolution or something against Azerbaijan, and Azerbaijan paid them to block it.
I didn't know.
Makes sense. I mean, if it really was that, yeah, makes sense. So, would you say that Azerbaijan now is similar to at least the Estonian situation? High inflation, a little bit economic crisis.
Maybe, like, it is possible, but I don't really follow this kind of like political activities, those things in Azerbaijan and also in Estonia. But for me, Estonia seems much more like nicer. I don't know, because I don't feel like there are some political activities like any fighting or something. Like also I don't really feel like economy is getting bad. Maybe it's just like prices getting increased a bit in this situation. But when I first moved to Estonia, it wasn't like that. I even thought that it's like this country is really cheap. It's not very expensive country. In Azerbaijan, I just don't like how expensive things are. That's like something I don't like it. Because like life is expensive, but it shouldn't be like, as you said, if we focus on like more improvement, so we can like we can do better. We just like maybe a bit lazy. Actually, like we can do better.
I don't know if people. I don't know if it's related to laziness, but definitely.
No, I'm not talking about people. Like people are doing their best. Like they're always working. I mean, they're like government. They can do better job to like improve life.
But is Azerbaijan not some type of autocratic style government? Because I think the president is almost like the ruler of the whole country, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Like he's the ruler of whole country. But actually,
so it means he gets rich, his family gets rich, his best friends get rich, but that's it.
But actually, theoretically, every year there's election and people like elect them.
Yeah, sure. So, theoretically, Russia has elections, Belarus has elections.
So you can't prove it that like something is wrong or how it's.
No, I don't know. I don't know if they tried. I remember reading about Kazakhstan that they actually pretty much proved that how was
people
that not
protesting.
Yeah, Nursultan Nazarbayev, or how was that president called? That he was ruling Kazakhstan for I don't know 20 or how much years, and that international observers pretty much showed that it's just a sham. Everything with the elections is just a sham for the current president to just get re-elected and extend its power.
They should do it in Azerbaijan as well, then like.
But don't you think it's more traditional that way? I think in the East it's well, actually everywhere, but in the East especially, I think there's always been the tradition of having a strong leader. Because except India, but other countries have always had some type of either king, emperor, some type of pyramid.
Mean maybe people are just used to this?
Yeah.
That's possible also, like because in Azerbaijan, like it's been how many years, but like people are just living their lives. They are not like. I can say much protesting or something. So maybe people are just like, okay, that's okay. I can live with it. They just live with this way. They don't like changing something. Maybe.
What do you study in Estonia?
I'm studying international law.
What?
Law.
So would you like to be working afterwards in the European Union or in Azerbaijan?
Actually, I wanna do my master's and PhD. After I'm done with my studying, I wanna work in Azerbaijan. I can create like maybe my work, or like I can work maybe with international organizations to improve Azerbaijan. So at least I can do something.
How did you decide to study law?
What?
How did you decide to study law, and how did you choose to study in Estonia?
Actually, studying law was my like childhood dream.
Really?
But when I was 18, we go to national exam. So I couldn't get enough grades from that national exam. Then I had to choose something else. I studied actually literature for 4 years. But then I was like, I don't feel happy with it. Even so, like, okay, I'm studying well. I can even find a work easily with this like profession, but I didn't feel like it is right for me. So I just
I mean, what was the profession?
literature teacher.
Ah, teacher. Okay.
So like I thought that okay, I should change it. Then I checked the universities. Actually, not especially country. I checked my current university. I'm studying in Tallinn. I really like it. And then I applied, like I get accepted. Then like COVID started this stuff. After it was done, like you can go to Estonia. Then I moved to Estonia to study international law.
Mm-hmm.
Then I liked actually. Like I didn't even check a lot the country, but I still like it. It was nice impression.
But you were ready to go also to Spain or Germany?
I've been only in Finland, Stockholm, and Italy, and like then Riga. I haven't been in Spain.
No, I mean, when you chose to study in the EU, you were ready to go not just to Estonia, you would be ready to go wherever.
Yeah, but like I don't know, I
Estonia
don't
just
really-
happened
Yeah,
to be possible.
yeah. I didn't choose specially Estonia. Like I just liked the university and applied. It was like in Europe, I think Estonia was a good choice for studying law because they have been always good about this international laws and stuff. Also, Germany could be like also good, but also Germany is more universities is also like life. Everything is more expensive than Estonia. But I already knew that Estonia is cheaper country, so like it is a good choice for me.
Yeah. But there's the risk of you just getting accustomed to Estonia that you won't go back to Azerbaijan.
It's
You will
actually
become Estonian.
actually it doesn't matter where I am. I'm always thinking that I'm studying my bachelor, my master, and PhD, then I'm going back to Azerbaijan.
Which is around 10 years.
No, 10 years.
It's probably 10 years.
No, 2 years. After 2 years, I will be done with my bachelor.
Then at least 2 more years.
2 years masters.
And then 4 to 5 years.
Like almost like 7-8 years PhD.
8 years at best.
Okay, let's say 8
At
years.
best.
But like, it's okay. I can't even. I don't
You
want to
will
speak
be
PhD.
Estonian. You will be Estonian.
But I don't say that I will study all of them in Estonia. I want to do my master somewhere else.
Oh, I thought you meant that you were studying only in Estonia.
No. Actually, I wanna discover like another country, another life. So that's why I wanna learn new experience. I already know Estonia, so I would be really happy if I know something else. So that's why actually I wanna get new experience.
But don't you think that nowadays, if you have the phone, you have internet, there's no real new things to discover?
I mean,
Mostly
for me, it is not.
pretty much similar.
I don't think if I'm checking something on phone, it doesn't mean that I know this experience. I am more like if I live this, I feel better. I'm like more this person that other than being on phone or like computer or social media things, I would like to learn it like with living in like with real life. I feel like it makes me happy.
I think the only difference between Azerbaijan, the real major difference between Azerbaijan and Estonia would be that Estonia should have more saunas than Azerbaijan. Yeah.
In Azerbaijan, we don't really like sauna.
Yeah, that's what I mean. But I think in Estonia, they have pretty much
Yeah,
a
they
lot
have.
of saunas.
I wish they had more sun, just like sunlight.
Oh, well, it's the north.
Yeah,
What
I
can you
just
do?
miss sunlight sometimes. Also, yeah, but like, yeah, it makes me happy if I experience this. So I'm still happy that I moved to Estonia. Like it doesn't change that. Oh, why did I move here or something? No, I'm still happy that I'm experiencing something new. Before Estonia, actually, I used to live in Turkey for 2 years, and it was also something different for me. I actually also liked, even so, like people are really close. We have many like difference between Azerbaijan and Turkey, so
They are darker.
darker because
Turkish
sunlight.
people. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe, but not all part of Turkey have this much sunlight.
Really?
Yeah, you only see like these vacation places. They are full of sun. They are really warm places. But also but north of Turkey, they are actually a bit cold places. So they are not darker. They are even like lighter.
Okay. But you don't go to colder places when you go.
I mean, they have
right?
good nature. If you like nature, why you shouldn't visit it?
Azerbaijan has also a lot of nature, right?
Yeah. Like mountains, rivers.
Because I've heard of hikers going to Azerbaijan specifically.
Because of like maybe like forest, mountains, it's all together. It makes it beautiful. But in Turkey is like also good place for hikers. I think in Turkey they have more diversity. Like even like this north, like east, west, south, all sides, they all have their like differences.
Yeah, it's a big country.
Yes, that makes actually more interesting for me at least. I like it. North is more like nature style, south is more like vacation style, and like even east west with English you say. This side is more like even historical side, like they have many antique cities, like lots of historical places. I enjoyed actually when I was there visiting them. It was really nice.
Would you go to America as well?
I wanna travel also there. Like I wanna see as much as possible.
But it means you won't be living in Azerbaijan. Because usually the people who like to travel like you and study abroad, they don't come back.
I mean, after
They maybe come for a visit, on holidays they come. But yeah, they usually stay abroad.
Why not? When I'm done with my education, okay, I move to Azerbaijan. I am working.
No, you
Why?
won't.
No, you'll see it, okay. But when I'm working, I will have vacations, I will have weekends, I will have this kind of days. So I can still travel, but you have to work for like living. You need this.
No, you can actually find a rich husband.
No.
Then you can travel all day long.
No, I am not planning to do this.
Why not? It's a pretty good strategy if you ask me. Get somebody who's willing to just pay for everything, and yeah.
I don't feel free then. I need to feel my freedom. Like my freedom is the most important thing.
Well, you would be free to spend his money.
No, but like somebody's controlling you. Okay, you wanna go there, somebody will tell you that no, you shouldn't.
But now you still have some type of considerations. How much does it cost? How much? So you are controlled.
But it's up to me. Nobody's controlling me.
Yeah, but it's the same. But
no, it's not same.
It is
when somebody is giving you money, they have right to control you.
But now,
if they want, they can do it.
But now nobody's giving you money.
My dad, but he's not controlling me.
But that would be the same with the husband. He's not controlling you, he's just giving you money.
No, actually, I don't think that. Because my dad, he doesn't know more like about traveling. He just like gives me this monthly money, but he's not involving it.
Yeah, that could be the same with the husband.
No, husband will want to travel with you.
No. You say, no, I don't like to travel with you. Just give me money.
And he's going to ask, why we married?
Honey, give me money.
No, like he's going to ask, then why we married if we're not together?
Oh, just for several reasons. People get married for lots of reasons.
Then why he would give me money?
You ask him, not me.
No, I don't like it. It's not like the case. If you find someone maybe like you say, okay, not involving, just giving money and staying outside. I don't think it is possible. But let's say if there is somebody like this, okay, but how am I gonna find this person? It's okay. Like I wanna feel my freedom. I wanna be independent. Like okay, I will get money from my dad. It's okay. Like I'm happy with the situation. Even I think after some time I can also earn my money also. Like I wouldn't also need my dad. It's just because I feel bad to spend his money. I'm 25 years old, but I'm still spending his money. So that's just
No, you
I
are
feel bad.
studying.
But still, like I should earn my money.
Well,
But-
maybe you can get a part-time job. I don't know what's the situation in Estonia. But yeah, many times students, when they are studying, they also have a part-time job somewhere as an apprentice in a law firm or something like that.
I just didn't have time for this. Like I was busy all the studying and like student clubs in university stuff. So I didn't have actual time for looking for a part-time job or something. So I was like, maybe next year, like when I'm studying my second, third year, I will have more time, then I can do this kind of jobs. Also, like, but when I'm studying my second year, after not first semester but second semester, I can also apply for internship as a like in the law office or something.
Why?
I mean, why not?
No,
can earn
I'm
money.
asking why wouldn't you be able? You could.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
can't do before this because they don't accept it.
Well, yeah, it depends on the circumstances, sure.
They say that okay, you should apply when you are in second year or something, and they also pay some salary, so like it could be enough for me.
Would you be able to go to the Azerbaijani embassy in Estonia and tell them to give you some type of job in Estonia? Because you are Azerbaijani.
I can do it.
Would you try it?
I can try, but not right now.
Because you could be an Azerbaijani spy, an agent.
No, but they can give me job. I think if they have an internship or something. But I'm just like first year student. Why they would do this? I need to be second year or something so they can give me some kind of job because right now I don't know.
Yeah, you are talking about specifically a law task, but maybe they would have some type of other tasks you could do just because you are Azerbaijani.
In Estonia, there's like so many Azerbaijan people living there.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know. They moved. They are studying like students. People are working. So why would they choose me? Like there are so many people.
Because you're special.
5. Nobody's special. Everybody's same.
Do you really think that?
We all have like differences. Of course, we're not same. I'm kidding, but like I don't think somebody's special and somebody's not. Like we all are special, or like it's not like just someone is special. Everybody's special.
That's the reason why you don't think you deserve a job.
I mean, I don't think that I don't deserve it, but they can find also like who is better at this position could be better.
How do you know?
I mean, like there are really lots of Azerbaijani people in Estonia. It's a lot, really. You go to market, you hear someone talking Azerbaijan language.
So what are they doing? Selling something in the market?
No, they were like customers.
Oh, so they are just regular living.
Yeah, maybe
people
they are students,
in
maybe
Estonia?
they are working.
Mhm.
Like that.
Well, to me it seems strange. Why would Estonia have a lot of Azerbaijanis? What's the relation?
I don't know, maybe during also Soviet Union, some Azerbaijani people also moved there and they kept living there.
Okay.
But nowadays, many students go to Estonia, not just Azerbaijani students actually, like other countries from like Ukraine, Poland.
Yeah, the education system should be pretty good there.
Yeah, because of education probably. It's like it's not very expensive, it's good. Life is like not very complicated. Getting visa is not very difficult if you're a student. Maybe that's why they choose to move Estonia.
Would you go to China as well?
I would like to travel also, maybe do hitchhiking or maybe live a bit there. It looks like there are many things to explore. I mean, like I could be really happy if I travel there. I'm planning actually one day to travel there. Like, not this year, maybe after 2 or 3 years.
I still think you just need to find somebody who just finances your travels and do that full time.
I can
you
do
can
better.
you can do a video blog, have some type of influencer status.
I mean, yeah, I can try actually. Right now I'm thinking about Instagram blog, because I like taking photos and I don't like taking video, because when I take video I don't know how to talk, like I am bad at these things. But I like taking photo, and also maybe because people would like to hear some experience, maybe I can do something like podcast on YouTube. But like still I'm like only doing Instagram stuff, like photo, and like I share something. But like with this way you can earn money actually, and you can just like afford traveling better. You can just do it.
See, when you have a country like Azerbaijan, which is an oil-rich country, you could actually probably try to just make it almost like an official blog for the Azerbaijani government in a way, right? So they become your sponsors, and you just basically promote Azerbaijan on your blog in a way.
But how it works if I'm traveling somewhere else, not in Azerbaijan?
You're like an ambassador. You're like a blogger ambassador to your country, and then they just sponsor. Because in Latvia, I've heard that of several countries, they like to do some projects, and then they basically hire people who will go abroad, and then they pay for their travels, for their fuel, whatever they need. And it's just basically for publicity for the particular country. Nowadays, for instance, recently I had two Norwegians. They're traveling with a small mini car from Norway to, I don't remember, maybe Spain? I don't remember. Basically somewhere south. And then they want to come back. And they are filming it. And before they started their travel, they arranged with a TV production company in Norway that they will take the material that they filmed and maybe make it into a series on Norwegian television.
I've never heard something like that in Azerbaijan, but maybe I can suggest, or I can look for this. It's actually a good idea.
Yeah, and then what's the situation with Azerbaijani like relationships and also relatives? Is there a strong like family culture, meaning that you have, I don't know how many hundreds of cousins and nephews, and are the families big in Azerbaijan?
I can say it depends on family. It's not like case for all families.
No stereotype of that,
yes.
right?
But like there are also some people who have like strong connection with their relatives, but also some people who doesn't have. For me, we don't really have that strong connection. My family also, it's just like my mom, my dad, like this. Or I also know like my cousins, but it doesn't mean that we are like strong connection. But I know some people, even some of my friends, they have that strong connection with their all the relatives. But it's actually depends on family. It's not like everybody have this tradition in Azerbaijan. It's not like that actually.
By the way, what's the official or the dominant religion?
We don't have official religion actually, but most of people, they are Muslim. But we have...
And is Armenia also Muslim?
No, they are Christian.
See?
We have also Christian people. Like, we have many churches for them. Like, I think we have also few other religions, but they are not that much. So like, Muslim people comes first, then Christian people, then maybe other religions also. If you go to Baku, you can see like some churches. They have the Orthodox style, because like most Christians in Azerbaijan, they are Orthodox. But there are also some people who are not Orthodox, like different Christian community. I'm not sure about the like, how do you say that? But yeah, we have like this diversity. It's like not everybody is Muslim, but mostly, yeah, mostly they are Muslim.
Are there any conflicts because of the religion?
No, it never happened actually. In Azerbaijan, there are never conflicts because of religion. They just keep always like very peace. Like there are not between Christian or Muslim. I've never heard of any like fight or something. Actually, it never happened. It's really nice actually.
Do people get scared of other religions, or maybe, well, do Azerbaijanis consider Russia a friend nowadays, or more like a threat?
You mean Russian people?
No, the Russian state. Because look, for instance, in the Baltics,
People.
once they moved into the Ukrainian territory, the Baltics started talking about we need more defense systems, we need to protect from Russia.
Yeah, it's possible that people are a bit thinking with that way. Also, like, yeah, it's possible. Because, like, we are just next to Russia. It's like same with Ukraine. And what happened to Ukraine, maybe, like, people are afraid that it might happen us. Yeah, that's possible. But we have, like, I don't know how many thousand people, like, Russian people living in Azerbaijan. Like, there are no problem between them. Everything is okay, like between these Russians and Azerbaijan people. So maybe it's just like
What language do they speak?
they can speak Azerbaijan language, but they still speak Russian because in Azerbaijan, like maybe 70% or 80% people, maybe 70, let's say, they are able to speak Russian a bit, or at least they can have conversation. So these Russian people, they don't really face any struggling with language. If somebody's not speaking Russian, they also speak Azerbaijan. But if people in front of them they can speak Russian, they prefer to speak Russian. But they learn how to speak Azerbaijan when they go to school.
How many millions of Azerbaijanis live in Azerbaijan?
Officially, we are 10 million people.
That's a lot, right?
Yeah, it's fine.
Because in Latvia we are 1.5 million.
Yeah.
And I don't know how many in Estonia.
1 million.
Million, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And in Estonia, do you speak mostly English?
Yeah, I only speak English. I know how to speak Russian just a bit. When I go to market, sometimes I ask something and they don't know how to speak English. They say no English and I say with Russian and they understand me and they help me with like what am I looking for. But except this, I only speak English like everywhere and people, they all speak English well actually.
Yeah, in Estonia it's pretty good. Yeah, that is the case. So anyway, do you have any other interests other than traveling? Do you watch some type of movies, play some type of musical instrument?
No, that's actually so bad that I can't play any instrument. Even I went to learn piano 2 months when I was 22 years old or something. But then COVID started and everything like shut down. Then I couldn't go to course to learn. Then like I like actually listening music and reading books, but like when I have time, I think I just like prefer to explore something, like to learn something new. Even when I read book, I like to read which books I can learn something. Like it's not like just terminology or I'm learning this, what that means. No. Even you're reading a novel about someone's life, you still get that experience like, oh, they lived with this way, they did with thinking with this way. So everything is just like practice, I can say, experience.
Would you say that you are thinking more than your average peers? Meaning that an average Azerbaijani girl and like your age in Azerbaijan, is she also thinking so much as you?
I can say it's like everybody like no, they are not thinking with this way. Maybe there are some people also thinking with the same way with me, but there are some people who doesn't think. But like it's okay because like people are different. Maybe they're interested in something else which I don't have any idea, but like I'm interested in this. But in Azerbaijan, generally people actually get mature a bit faster, maybe compared to other countries. I don't know, not compared to that territory, compared to maybe this territory, because when even we are kids, we already have problems. We are facing with the problems. So like,
What do you mean?
I mean like this life problems. You go to outside, okay, like somebody's fighting. You see like police, or maybe like you go to school.
Azerbaijanis like to fight?
No, I mean, it's not like very quiet place. I mean, it's just example fighting, but small problems you see everywhere. You go to school, there's a problem with teacher. You go to university, like there's always other problems. Okay, so even you are a little kid.
But you mean between people, right? You don't mean between administration and
No,
students?
I mean a bit. It's a bit, I don't know, unmotivated, a bit depressed. So like people.
Like almost all the former Soviet Union countries.
Yeah, it's about actual Soviet Union. That's what I mean. That people get more mature at this territories. So like even you're a kid, you can solve the family problems, like this kind of things.
But for instance, if Azerbaijan is mostly Muslim, it means that people are not drinking alcohol, or at least shouldn't drink alcohol, right?
But it's not like we are not very people who are Muslim.
Yeah.
They are not very strict. Okay,
Really?
there are some strict strict Muslims. They don't drink. They don't do anything. But also other people who call them Muslim, but they are still sometimes drink. They do this kind of things. Yeah, but like I wouldn't say all Muslims. Of course, there are also some strict.
Well,
Muslims.
then they are not Muslim, right?
But
It's like being Muslim and eating pork.
Yeah, like, they don't eat pork. They just sometimes drink. But they still say that, okay, I believe in God, so, like, I am Muslim. So, it's
But
okay,
he doesn't
like,
watch me, glug, glug, glug, glug.
Yeah, I've seen, like, them drinking, so, like, it's their decision. I wouldn't say anything. But, yeah, they drink sometimes. So, like, yeah.
So that's one of the problems. People in the former Soviet Union are drinking. Life is depressing.
Yeah, life is depressing.
Yeah.
Definitely. Maybe that's why. So like people get mature a bit fast, I can say. The way they are thinking it's not all people, but like most of them, I can say.
Well, I guess that's the one real problem. How do you save people from becoming depressed or cynical? And yeah, I guess you are the answer. You just go outside. You see how other people live.
Yeah, but I think it's just because of this lifestyle. You're earning money, but still it is not enough to live good life. Then you get depressed, and like problems start. You feel aggression. You feel like depressed. Everything starts with this. But if you have normal salary and you can afford to live like good life, I don't mean this luxury. I'm just meaning like this normal life.
But how many Azerbaijanis have a normal salary in normal life?
But salaries is not very good. Yeah, that's why like people are depressed. I totally understand them. So like if you have this kind of things, then problems are normal. You can like see every problems. But for example, countries like maybe Sweden, Norway, they have less problems because they have good salary, which can afford the life they live there. So like Finland, one of the happiest people officially, like
All Scandinavians, yeah.
yeah. So yeah.
But what I have seen is that the people who are coming from former Soviet Union countries, including Latvia, they're not ready to change their thinking to be more like Scandinavian people. They don't like the way Scandinavian people view the world. In many things, they think they are naive and just like little children.
Maybe because they think they are too optimistic.
That as well, yeah.
It's just like maybe because they used to the Soviet actually made
Homo Sovieticus, yes.
made them
that's
like
the diagnosis.
So depressed. Yeah, they made them so depressed. Like even my family, like all the people who used to live in Soviet times, they always think that things are always this way. It's not gonna change. It's not gonna improve. They always think it's this way. But actually, young people, they have more like different thoughts that life can be better, like life can change.
It's a lie. It won't change. It's a lie.
Did you also
You just believe the Instagram for lies.
You also talk like Soviet people. You also talking like Soviet people.
I just know how they view many things. I've seen it plenty of times, not just in Latvia, but from several former Soviet Union countries. It's really a common mentality, and I've read plenty of books about the past, give or take 200 years, for this territory, meaning the former Soviet Union. It was the same for 200 years at least. So basically, as soon as people started to write something down, the culture, the mentality has been this way as you know it, right? So it would be a little bit too optimistic to think that the past hundreds of years it was pretty similar, and now in 20 years it'll change. Probably if it's going to change only after Putin is dead, or only after all those former rulers are dead, right? But that takes at least 100 years.
But when I look at the young generation in Azerbaijan, I can already see that there are some changings.
People in the 70s used to talk that way in the Soviet Union. People in the 80s used to talk that way in the Soviet Union. People in the 90s especially talked that in the now independent republics of the former Soviet Union. People in the 2000s talk that way. Now, with the new generations, totally, and now it's still 2022. There are still stupid wars going on. There are stupid governments restricting the freedoms of their citizens. There's government control in the media, in different businesses all over the world. And yeah, you have certain freedoms, right? But then again, I had recently one dude who is basically Italian, but he was born in Russia. And he said he has some friends in Belarus, and they are living now in Lithuania. And the reason why they emigrated to Lithuania was because they were living in Belarus and they were texting on Telegram, and they got arrested because they were texting on Telegram that they don't like the Lukashenko regime, and they got arrested.
Yeah, nice.
So, what's the difference between this situation and the former KGB? Probably because they still had the option to emigrate, right? They had time and the means to actually get out of the country, because in the Soviet Union you probably wouldn't be able to leave the country. It's just that you got arrested and that's it.
But
So
I
it gets
still
better.
think-
It's get better, right? But it's still 60 years, and the difference is that, for instance, Navalny, he wasn't shot. He was just imprisoned for 15 years, right? But it's a long way of him not being imprisoned at all. Of him being able to just take part in the elections and then see whether or not people choose him in the elections, right? And he will be dead. He'll be dead before anything like that happens. That you have an opposition leader and he just participates in the election, and then you just look, all right, what are the results of the election? Did he win or did he lose? Now he's just in prison.
But I still hope that it can change.
Yeah, well, it can change. Technically, everything's possible, right? It's just that the reason why I say that you won't probably go back to Azerbaijan, because I've seen it several times. people getting accustomed to certain lifestyles, to certain mentalities, and then you cannot go back anymore. It's just that why would I bother with this? Yeah, you still feel some connection with your home country, right? But it's not the same anymore. Once you start living in a way that you, let's say you have a job, you have some type of ties in your new home country, for instance, right? Then it becomes just, yeah, you are visiting your old home country, but you are not staying anymore there.
But in my case, it is not actually right because I keep moving always. I don't stay in one place for like many years.
Yeah. Once you are finished with your studies, then
I will not have anywhere to move. I will move to Azerbaijan because like why would I move somewhere? I'm done with my PhD. I don't have any connection with the country I'm studying. But I have connection with my country. I will move to my country.
You're almost too optimistic with that PhD thing. It does take a lot more than just finish. Like it's not comparable to finishing the bachelor's or the master's.
No, but I already have plans what I wanna do there, like everything in my head. That's the reason.
That's good. That's good. It's just give 6 years from now on, and try to figure out what the next COVID will be, or try to figure out what the next Ukrainian crisis will be. Try to figure out what the next president of the United States will be. Try to figure it out. You can.
Let's be optimistic and don't think about war.
Are there any funny stereotypes about Azerbaijanis I should know?
Stereotypes?
Yeah.
I don't know, people say Azerbaijan people are shy, quiet, but I also think that I relate with this like Soviet type of things because basically you are not allowed to talk from like all the former Soviet Union countries. Other people they are shy or quiet, but I think they all are just same, like they don't really open up very fast, like they need some time to open up. It is one of the stereotypes that they are not actually shy, they are just a bit maybe they need
bored.
time to maybe, yeah, could be bored also. I wouldn't say they are shy.
Any famous people from Azerbaijan I should know?
I don't think you would know them. We have famous writers which used to live like so many years ago. One of them is like Nizami, Fizuli, but I don't think like you would know them. We had like Formula 1, it was really famous. When somebody asks where are you from, I say I'm from Azerbaijan. They usually say that, oh, I watched the Eurovision, or they say, oh, like Formula 1, you had Formula 1. So that's like...
But not anymore?
I think they still have it, but I'm not interested in this.
Yeah.
I don't really follow that.
Well, yeah, if they had the Formula 1 races there, it means, yeah, they have good money.
Yeah, they had it. Also, they won Eurovision once, and like they built huge buildings just specially holding Eurovision. Actually, this building is still there, and it's like very huge, very nice. So they had Eurovision there. They can do if they want, like they do it. Like, okay, we're gonna spend money on this. They spend so much money.
But still, a lot of people are not really very rich, right?
Yeah, most people not rich.
Those are the signs of a kleptocracy. If a country has a lot of natural resources, but the average living conditions of the citizens are not really high, it means that, yeah.
I mean, people also know that. They are aware of this.
Well, but then you answered your own question, whether or not it could change. If people are ready to just accept it.
Yeah, like I told you, like they're not really willing to change this about government. I mean, we also have mentality problem. I mean,
would you be ready to make a revolution?
I mean, if I see maybe some kind of change in people, like I see small change in like their mentality, but even we change the government, it's gonna be same before. But first we need to start from the mentality of people, because we still don't have this normal mentality. It's like 20th centuries people. But first thing for me, we need to start improving from the people's mentality, because even if the government, okay, let's say government is changed, but somebody will be same as him when after, like who's coming after the person. But like if it start to change like people's mentality to improve them a bit, it could be better.
How do you do that?
I was like, people get.
Can you hypnotize them?
No, I mean they always look the social media. They always look at the advertisements, everything. Maybe you can create something to like, which can impress them, and they would just follow this. Okay, like maybe it sounds like a good idea or something. It could be something like that, maybe.
Would you like to program the Azerbaijani people?
I don't mean program. Actually, when I was in Azerbaijan, I was volunteering for youth organization. We were organizing like some kind of small, how can I say, seminars, and like we were publishing books. So like you can read the book, and you can actually, if you're reading this book already, it's a big thing, and if you understand the book, it's also like big thing. So you start change your mind. Actually, like then like every month more people were joining us. Like more people were like, okay, this way it seems more right. So like that's why I was thinking, okay, it is working, it's going well.
What was it about? The program, book?
Just changing. Like we were publishing the books. For example, Grigor Petrov, for example.
Are you asking me?
Yeah, like he wrote the book. He's from like Finland. He wrote the book many years ago, and we were just like translated and published his book to like Azerbaijani.
But why? What
because
is it about?
It was about like in Finland before, like how they have life right now. It was bad before, but just with one person, everything started to change. It shows that actually it is possible to improve.
Who was that person?
One teacher.
Who?
Silamon, his name. I'm not sure about the name. I read this book many years ago.
So what was the author of the book?
Grigor Petrov.
Grigor Petrov wrote a book about some Finnish person who changed the whole country?
Yeah, what? No, it's about he started it.
So what did he do?
He started that like the country was like, even he calls that it's like maddy country, like everything looks, they don't have good education or something.
Well, it was Russia. It was Tsarist Russia.
Tsar?
I mean Finland. Right?
Yeah, they didn't have Russia that time when he wrote that book.
Wait a second. Well, then it was a little bit after they departed from Russia, right?
Oh, I'm not sure about that.
Yeah, but because Finland wasn't a
but
separate
book
country.
is not historical book actually. It just shows that how it started.
Wait a second. That's not real.
It is real, but it doesn't like chronological things. Like it is not focused on this. It's focused on something else. That one person started this action, and it started to increase.
But a real action or not?
Yeah, it is real, but it is not focusing on this historical, like chronological part. Yeah. It's focusing on his actions.
All right, maybe. So what's the book called?
I know with Azerbaijan language. I need to check with English one.
Because I would guess that's just only part of the story. Finland has strong relations to other countries nearby, meaning Scandinavia, and Scandinavian people have been kingdoms most of the time.
In the country of white lilies. Wait, I will check on Google.
The country of white lilies. Well, you can Google Gregor Petrov, right?
Yeah, I'm writing.
Anyway, no big deal.
Yeah, it is this one.
Finland, the country of white lilies.
Yeah, it's like this book is about to change, like how you can start action and change this whole country. It's actually it's one of the books we published. Actually, we published other books.
So you are saying that the book basically describes how the people
Mentality, like
changed their
people's
thinking, and
mind.
then
Yeah.
everything went better.
Everything start to improve with this. It takes so many years.
Yeah,
I
but
don't mean
you know
that.
what? I think it's more related to the fact that they are just the neighbor of Sweden. That's it.
If you want to think this way, it's up to you.
Well, I can later check out the book and the story, but yeah, my grandfather comes from Finland, and before that, his ancestors came from Germany to Finland, right? And the reason why he emigrated from Finland was because the economic circumstances were not good, and he came to Latvia. But the time when he emigrated from Finland to Latvia, it wasn't that he came from one country to another country. Both Finland and Latvia were part of the Russian Empire. So we were under the Tsar all the time. And so, yeah, the Tsarist Russia, it was bad wherever you went. But since Latvia was a sort of a big port city, or port nation, and we had some transit, he just tried his luck here. And yeah, that's the story of at least my ancestors, or part of my ancestors. And the big break, as far as I understand, with the former Tsarist Russian countries is that once Lenin did the 1917 revolution, and once the empire was broken up, several countries declared independence, including the Baltics. Around the same time, Finland as well. And basically, up till the Second World War, the Baltics, especially Latvia, was economically more advanced than Finland, because we had more trade, we had more industry, and we had a better climate, basically, because agriculture relies heavily on the climate, and we have better climate than because they are more cold, they have less fertile ground, all these things, right? But then once the Soviet Union came, Finland didn't Finland basically went to war with Russia, or Russia went to war with Finland, and so Finland remained independent. And those 50 years were the ones they continued the trajectory of westernizing, and a big influence were the Swedish manufacturers, because the Finnish people and Swedish people, it's almost like almost 2/3 of Finns at least understand Swedish. And so Sweden, once Finland was separate from Russia, Sweden wanted to do business with Finland because it makes more sense, right? To have a bigger market and bigger opportunities. You have more resources. And so Finland continued the trend because they didn't have the Soviet Union. Whereas the Baltics, once we were under the Soviet Union, yeah, everything was mixed up because we didn't really manage our affairs. It was managed by Moscow. It was the centralized economy. We didn't have any free trade with outside world. So yeah, that's where the big break came. And after regaining independence in 91, Latvia was behind Finland. 50 years, one generation, and we are behind Finland. During that critical time. Right. I don't know about the mentality thing. I guess I know what you mean because I've been to Finland. I've met Finnish people, and they're definitely they have a different mentality about they're more independent thinking, I think, in many respects. But yeah, it was one generation where they got even like a better conditions economically. Before that, the Baltics were ahead of them. I think most of the southern part of the Baltic Sea was better. Even Poland, all those countries. But yeah, to your point, I guess the book just emphasizes
I think
that it's good to think.
I think it's before that times also. But it's about mentality actually.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That basically the book is about the mentality, and when you translate it, it's the point of having a flexible mind, I guess, right? Do you see that it's possible?
I mean, when you read the book, you can feel that, yeah, it is possible actually to change the mentality. Even like, if nowadays we have like many opportunities, we have like social media, we can publish books, we can do everything. So why not?
I would guess that Azerbaijan still has some type of media control, some type of censoring.
But like, it is not like if you have something against like government, yeah, it might be, but
See,
like it.
that's the
My point is not like about government, so it's not like it couldn't be a problem. So because like we have done before, everything was okay because it's not against the government. It's just like improving people's minds. So like there's nothing against the government. So you are safe. Like it's not a problem.
Yeah, but that's the big question. If something is or is not against the government, because if you are in a country and saying, well, we are pretty desperate in several fields, right? So whose fault is it, right? It's not the people's fault. Usually, people they don't choose their own poorness most of the time. They don't like to be poor, for instance, right? They want to work, they want to earn money, they want to have a good life, they want to raise the family, all these things, right? But then whose fault is it that the circumstances are not appropriate? Usually it's the government, at least in part.
And for me, I always think that it starts from people.
If you would like to change something in the policies, you would have to be in the government, right? For people to act a certain way, you have to make the decision to act a certain way. It's not like you could say, well, let's just be more business oriented or more investment oriented without the government involving.
But as you said before, you said that people are this territory used to, let's say, authority. But how it's gonna improve? Let's say you change the government, but people are still thinking the same way. Even if you wanna give them freedoms, they will not understand this. So
I don't know. What I mean is that the mentality is not about who is thinking differently or the same. The mentality is that you, as a human being, are comfortable that other human beings can say what you can or cannot do, what you can or cannot say. And that's a slave mentality.
yeah, that's why you need to change mentality first.
Well, see, Finnish people didn't have that mentality in the first place. At least that's what I heard from my relatives in Finland.
I mean, maybe they didn't have the slave mentality, but
Yeah.
they had like another things that was preventing them improving. But after they removed this, they started to
Oh,
improve.
no. The Finnish basically the whole region. When it comes to agriculture, they didn't have the best opportunities because it's really it's not a good place to live. Most of Finland is just a rock, basically. They don't have very much fertile soil. There's I think 2/3 of the year they have cold weather, right? It's not a good place to be agriculturally. But after the Industrial Revolution, once you have steam engines, once you have railway, once you have all these technologies, then it's like the internet. Once you have Wi-Fi and internet, it doesn't matter where you are sitting. If you are in Africa or in Moscow or in America, you have internet, you can access what you need. You can do the things you need. But think about if you wouldn't have that internet access, right? It would matter where you are physically. And that was the big change for many countries, including Finland. they had the communications networks and had all the technology, and then I think the mindset was already basically there. It's just that they had some trouble with political allegiances, Russia, Swedish, and they leaned afterwards more towards Sweden. But Finnish people didn't have the same mentality as, for instance, Latvians in the 19th century. But I think Azerbaijani people had a similar mentality as Latvians in the 19th century. It's just that, and for instance, if you meet a Greek person or a Spanish person, they don't have the same mentality 200 years ago. They don't have the same mentality now, like we do, right? But this former Soviet Union, former Tsarist Russian Empire territory where there was agriculture, where there was at least some goat herding or something with agriculture, something with so that type of things. Yeah, I don't know why, but they evolved in a certain mentality, and I met several people who have changed their mentality, but they have been living in other places for a long time, and then they have some type of switch. They become more German, they become more British, they become more American. But yeah. All right. Enough of that mentality talk, right? We hope for the best, but I'm definitely not going to sit next to Navalny. Any other thoughts about the current events in the world?
No, I hope everything will be okay.
Hmm?
I don't have any other thoughts.
I
just wish everything will be okay soon.
Do you have any specific plans for your Latvia stay?
I'm just planning to go to Old Town and walk all the streets. And actually, no. Maybe if I visit again, I can visit other cities. But this time, I'm just gonna explore this Riga and like around. Yesterday I went to Yugla until there, and I thought like it's like looks like Baku. It's really because like this old buildings and this style. And today I'm gonna like just explore this old town streets and like central area. And I hope weather will be okay because I feel cold here.
Is Azerbaijan more warmer usually?
Yeah.
Really?
It's more warmer, yeah. Definitely.
All right. Do you plan to also visit something related to Azerbaijan? I guess we have some probably culture center or something like that.
I don't need to visit.
Really?
Yeah.
But if you are studying international law, be international.
But
go to your fellow citizens outside of your country.
I mean, in Estonia, I visit that house often, but why I need to visit here? I'm in
network.
Riga.
You establish relationships.
I'm in Riga. I wanna learn
Be
more
diplomatic.
about Riga. No, thank you. I wanna enjoy my traveling. I wanna learn more about Riga.
You can learn more about Riga and also Azerbaijanis in Riga.
Thank you. I don't think I need this.
No, it sounds really selfish.
Okay, maybe, but I wanna just like I have 2 days. I'm in new country. Even 2 days is not enough. Like, how can you learn a lot in 2 days? Like, even these 2 days, I'm just gonna learn more about Riga, like to see as much as possible here. I don't want to waste my time something I already know. I want to learn something I don't know. Yeah, that's like my focus. What am I focusing right now? Yeah.
Cool. All right. We can, I guess, finish.
Okay.
Yeah. So thanks.
Thank you.
We'll be